They got work on the intro for this. These just pop ups. What up? We live, man. We live. Look at King, man.
Hey,
King ain't been
hey,
on the
hey.
forever, man. He ain't even know where he was at no more. He had to look again.
Who?
Look again. What's up,
I
Ken?
knew where I was at.
How y'all, man?
Man, I feel great, King. Thanks for asking. I can't complain.
Oh yeah, we gonna give people some time to get up in here before we really get things rolling. I see look at Slicky. I'm gonna get Slicky some time too. We get everybody some time. Y'all send the link out. Cause a lot of people don't know we
Yeah.
doing pop ups, so it ain't like we do a scheduled show like most people. If y'all just tuning in, some of y'all might see me on the Tom Mo show from time to time, the Morning Max show with my girl Reese Ree. It's your boy, Morning Mo. I got the Reverend with me today. Ron might pop in. Miss Hers might pop in. They got the link. But we got a good topic today. Kenny brought this up to my attention today. And this stems a little bit from what they talking about earlier in the Morning Max show. So, ladies, y'all missed that, or men, y'all missed that. Make sure y'all go tune back into my girl Althea McFarland. Today's show, Friday, Freaky Friday. I don't know what number that was, but I know we up there, though. But what stems this? Can he do black man? Can we get a break these days? That's the topic, man. Why you feel like we can't or can we get a break these days? Which one you going with?
Uh, Men can't get a break because it's always like we gotta look over our shoulder, and the ones that should be supporting us, it has been said behind every successful man that there's a woman behind. eh, But I can't tell that nowadays, because you know what they say. Uh, y'all, I'm good. Sorry, my Christian community, but it is what it is. I'm not here to preach, okay? I'm in my other element, okay? It is what it is. But niggas ain't shit. This is what's being told. Niggas ain't
Oh,
shit.
Kenny ain't playing with her today. Hold on, niggas ain't what? You hear that thing? You hear that? Hey,
Whoa,
Kenny ain't playing with her.
whoa.
Why you say that though, brother? What's going on? Hey, Miss Henderson. Oh man, I ain't see Miss Olivia in a minute. I can't wait till she become president. You get my vote. This the only person I will vote for. Only person. Other than that, I ain't going out there and vote. So yeah, let me know when you running, and we coming out there 100 deep. You getting our votes. Said shame the devil.
I see Miss Olivia. She said we have to look over our shoulder. No, we talking about men. See that part, that part right
Okay.
there,
Right there. What?
that part right there. Anytime men talk about what has been done to them wrong, we should have the support of the woman pushing us. I don't want to hear about the other stuff. I want to hear about when women take accountability. We ain't talking about nothing else. When will women take accountability? When will they step up and push their man? And don't use this crap. Oh, well, he got to be worthy. Well, what makes you worthy?
That's a tough one right there. Ladies in it, hey, can y'all answer that for me? You said what make the woman's work? Because I think it's individual. It depends on the individual. But Kenny said some hot things right here. What's your thoughts, Ken?
Well, he's on point. We what has happened? Society has switched the game. It's been this way through back in the days. In the '70s, in the '60s, the black woman was the heart of the family. And the black man was the heart of the family as too. We got away from that because, in my opinion, the women is sold out completely. They don't believe in a black men, and we are the kings, and we are the gods of this land. And if we don't have the support from y'all, then don't get mad when we try to find another woman species. It's not going to be equal up to y'all because the black queen is the black queen of the land. But we got to go to our race to get the peace and get where we got to go to get to the element that God wants us to get to and to bring people along. then we got to go to our race. We got to go to other people because our black queen ain't ready now.
Ain't ready. She ain't ready. You agree with that, brother Kenneth? They not ready. I think so. We got some good comments though. Let me get
Look,
to the comments a little bit because they coming in right now. We got Bernice in here. What up, Lady B? That's my girl. She said niggas ain't shit, but men is everything. So it's a difference. She says the difference between niggas and men. And my boy Rico about to come up here too. He gonna come in on this phone over that. But what you gotta respond to that, Kenny? Because that was your point. Niggas, ain't shit. But what you think about what she said?
I'm going to respond to all the comments. When a black woman is speaking, I hush and I listen. But what I don't see when a black man speak, when a black man, and don't do this ambiance stuff because I'm getting so sick and tired of this. I'm getting so sick and tired of this. When black men do take a stand and speak, all this robot. I know I came from a black woman. All my mentors are black women. I'm responding to the comments now. I know I came from a black woman. I have nothing against black women. My thing is this: women have to take accountability just like men have to take accountability. Period. And why is it that when men talk about things that affect them or what happens to them in their experience, we get women to say, stop coming off as angry. But the moment a woman is called an angry black woman, black women don't like that. So guess what? Black men, I don't like that neither. So if you want to call me the mad, angry black man, more power to you. But that won't stop me from speaking.
Okay, we're getting these comments in here though, man. Miss Olivia, bye. I see Lady B said she was in the room with you now, Kenny. Hey, if you want to come on, y'all always welcome to come on. Just let me know. Say, Mars, send me the link, and you can definitely get in this conversation. She said many are failing, man. We have to help each other. And another good thing she said that I think with Lady B, well, both of them said we got to stop putting these women all in one bunch. We got to really start separating them, because it ain't always all women. And what I like to say, it's a bunch of women out here, though. You got groups of good men out here. You got groups of bad men out here. You got just a group of niggas out here. Total, So we about to see. We about to get Rico in here. I see you. I see you now. Okay, Rico in here. What up, Rico?
Man, what's going on with y'all today? I like what's being talked about. So I definitely have wanted to, add on to the wisdom and that's being shared. And to also understand, as a man of ebony hue, I applaud those who are speaking up because if we don't police our own, well, I don't even like to use that word. If we don't monitor our own tribes, vibrations and connections, it's worthy. It's a worthy challenge to do it because generations and networks depend on it. It's like it's one of the most important things to be coming to the forefront with. You know what I'm saying? That's top notch. We got too much going on, so much confusion, and a lot of people are getting left to the side, and that's why Queen Bee and different folks of ministry are doing their best to create platforms that help everybody, both sides of the situation, because there's broken families creating more broken families, and that's what I see. So we're solution oriented over here.
Okay, I got my big sis in here, y'all. She left a comment too. We got sis comment. I didn't even know you knew how to comment. She said that's not true. These women world now. Amen. Okay, I like that. Happy birthday to y'all. Today is my sister's birthday. Y'all see her in the comments. Trina Spencer. Leave her a comment. Happy birthday is always love. Lady B said, I haven't always known how to support. I was taught to serve a man. I realize I'm more than that. We have to see the worth in each of us. I agree with that. Brother King gone. I was going to ask him to respond to that. But what do you see good in black women, you know, because I know a lot of us, we like to point out the bad things we see in each other. But what are some of the good things y'all see in black women and how they can help us in everyday life as a black man? Like, what can we do to work together? What do we need from our black women? Because we hear a lot that they not doing and this what they should be. But what do we need them to do so we can be better at what we do? Oh, there you
Uh,
go. King, where you at, man? You
I'm
hearing
right
that?
here.
You hear any of that?
Yeah.
I think
What?
I think that you need to, every person has to come to grips that we are works in progress, and that it's not, you know, if the journey doesn't even, if it's misdiagnosed, then it's not even, you know, you're not even be able to work on it. If you're in denial, you're not even believing that it's actually a problem. So each case scenario is a little different, but let's take it from the OGs on down to my age, on down to about your age, Molly. The things that we are hearing is like a soundtrack of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? You know, basically, who's more worthy, and it's like at the end of it, I think the solution definitely has to be where there has to be some God force in the middle of the two of you, because if not, it's like y'all turn into cannibals and just eat each other. And it's like, if we don't understand the purpose, we're here for each other. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I think it has to definitely have a what we need from them now is the godliest version of themselves, and that will help us, as well as we being the godliest version of ourselves, to have the best energy that's connecting. Because if you a half person and you still broken, then what you're connecting with is another half person that's broken. And once you're whole and healed and working on that, that person is also reflecting that, and you're attracting what you are as well. And sometimes I just think that, you know what I'm saying, I think that is the biggest thing that we need from is the most godliest version of themselves, because that's when they're on page with everything that you probably are on page with as being your best self. So at least being their best self, healing and knowing that the brokenness that they've actually gone through is something that's being worked on. We need to normalize, I'm going to work on it, instead of just saying, just take me as I am. That's me.
I agree with a lot you said, and it's a lot of things that you said that was good. And Lady B and them comment. I love what Olivia said. Say this screen not long enough for them to share the great aspects of a queen, and that's why I said, what do we need from our queen? Because it's so much that y'all know about yourself, but it's some things we trying to learn. And I always hear a lot of people mention, you know, broken people. You know, like you got to make sure you whole before you actually get in a relationship with a broken person. But a lot of people that are whole end up broken by dealing with broken people. So I never looked at it that way. I looked at two broken people can actually become whole. You know, two halves make a whole. And I can be wrong with that. I just always looked at it as like, if both of y'all need to work on yourself, let's do that together. Individually, that might work for some people. But when you come back to that person that's broken, they might end up not making you whole again. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, though, Kane? What do we need
Yeah.
from Black Queen today? What's your thoughts?
See. You said something powerful, that we all are broken. We come from a broken foundation, from our ancestors being slavery, not knowing our identity, trying to find ourselves. You know, black women and black men are trying to find themselves. So for one to say, I ain't gonna deal with that one because they ain't ready and all that. No, we supposed to be able to come to uplift. Not to say we're gonna be in a relationship, but you see your king down, you see your queen down. We gotta uplift each other. So wherever the destiny they going to, they know that they are worthy to for the cause. What we do, we keep separatism in our culture. And the separatism will never be able to grow as a mighty great nation that we come from. So, you know, there's a lot of aspects. Like, I get it. There's a lot of jokers out here, and there's a lot of females out here ain't worthy, and there's a lot of dudes ain't is not worthy. But they still our people. So how do we get them to come together and understand who they are? That's the key. Getting people to understand they are better than what their situation is. That's what we got to do. So in order to do that, we got to uplift each other. One day we lift them up. We ain't gonna talk about him. Oh, he a weak old dude. Yeah, he might be weak. He might have went through some things he couldn't handle, whatever the case might be. He might need a strong woman to say, hey, baby, it's gonna be all right. Yo, King, he might need that. He might need a brother say, look here, King, come on, get your stuff together. Let's roll. You got this. But the problem is the women are beating up the men because the decision that y'all made with men. Now you want to bring it to everybody else. That's your trash. Don't say every man or the man a joker. You just picked the bad one and didn't know how to go about it. And who knows, you might have been bad too. So let's get out of pointing the finger at each other, how we uplift each other.
I like that. How do we uplift each other, Rev? Tell me, man, how do we do that?
The one word that has become a trigger, which is that one word that starts with accountability.
Accountability. Explain that. For both men and women, or just women?
Both men and women. Accountability means that you acknowledging. See, we have a hard time acknowledging. We have a hard time acknowledging where we've made an error. Or like what the Christian church say, when we have fallen short. We don't like to. It would be just like me saying, Kenneth Clark, you shouldn't have cussed old girl out, but you did, right? So as men, as some men, because I won't generalize, okay, but some men have a hard time saying, I messed up, I did what I did because I wanted to. This is what my motives were. This is what my intents were. Women have a hard time. Some women, I'm saying some women have a hard time admitting when they have fallen short, when they have sought to indulge themselves with individuals, right, with wrong intentions, or whatever the case may be. When they have made a mistake, I see it. We don't, and I've been seeing this as a lot lately. I deal with young men. I mentor young men. I'm out here, right? And what I'm seeing is there are some men. There are some men that they're dealing with things where they're doing their work to, heal themselves, to get better, to become better men, right? But then it's some women, they not doing their part. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to when you look at the whole bigger picture. We got to be able to say, Kenneth Clark got to be able to come up and say, you know what? I was wrong. Men got to be able to say, I was wrong. Women have got to be able to say, I was wrong. I did that. I shouldn't have did that, but I did that.
I agree. Do we got a problem with admitting when we're wrong? And I'm gonna get to her in a second. People hate this lady. That is so crazy. And I think she one of the realest, but for some reason people do not deal with the things she be saying, because she be coming after the black women. And I think she used that key word Kenny, accountable. She make a lot of them accountable for their actions and their role that they play in society. But what is it with us as men? Like, where are we going wrong? Why we can't be accountable? Why we just don't like to come out and say when we're wrong? Because I know that at times that I didn't like to mention that I was wrong about anything. I just felt like I was right. And if somebody said I was wrong, I'd find a way to make it seem like I was wrong because somebody else made me wrong. But what is it with us men that we do that?
Pride.
Yeah, pride. And then also, not only pride, is also that, we haven't been taught to be that way. We always taught to be strong, take everything across the chin, be a man. We can't do this. We got to be strong. And, that back and forth, teaching how to have ego and not have understanding about being a man. We've been taught the wrong way, you know. So that's why a lot of times man can't um, announce that, you know, my bad, my fault. You know, it's going to have to come with a lot of growth and development in a person to start understanding and getting wisdom to understand that, you know, we make mistakes. It's not about a man being strong. A man need help as well. You know, if man didn't need help, how did kingdoms get built? Kingdoms didn't get built just by one king. It got built by multitudes of different ideas and people. So that's something that got to be learned because it never was taught to us.
Yeah, Lady B, we definitely gonna do that. We're gonna do another panel with the ladies on here. This was just a pop up, you know, like we was having conversation. We always talk about some of the shows, and earlier, recently, I had a panel for the women. They was really talking about men, I guess. So the men wanted to come back and give their thoughts on, you know, why a lot of women feel the way that they feel earlier. You know, like they need their black men out here, and then now we see that a lot of black men saying they need their black women, so we need each other. So we just need to figure out how to work together, you know. But Reek, what's your thoughts on that about black men? Why we just don't seem to like to be accountable, or just don't like to admit when we're wrong?
I think because like I said, accountability is always the number one at the list. And a lot of people are always, like you said, it's very easy to point out. But if you could start a practice of saying, you know, when you getting ready to go to bed or something like that, today, what mistakes did I come down with? What is a show? Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon have a show where they basically, at the end of their show, they have a guy that basically goes down the mistakes they made. And it's like, to me, that's almost the best way of reflection at the end of your day. Like, God, was it I? And if it was I, let me at least be, you know, honorable and address the germ of the problem and, you know, ask for forgiveness and move on. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I don't, you know, I think everybody has to, like, have that type of formula. And nobody teaches that. To say, you know, let me check over if it's really me. Ask God if it's really me. And if it is something I've had a percentage of the wrong, be a stand-up person and address what it is that you know is really wrong. That you might have had in it, any dealing in it, any way, shape, or form. And if both parties are doing that, I think friend, lover, partner, spouse, you both can have a working relationship. That's helpful.
Yeah. I mean, it was some key points, but you made it more about men and women. I want to know about men. We don't like to be accountable, or why we don't like to admit when we are wrong.
Somebody said pride.
Try to stay strong.
That's what
Katie said. Yeah, they try to feel that that's the strong way to be. A man make the decision. That's the final decision. That's it. That's all. But it don't always go that way. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got to take a different approach to life. We for real, we the nourisher. We the one to bring love from God to the family. We the nourisher. You see what I'm saying? The woman is the gatekeeper to knowledge. You see what I'm saying? But we, the man, if we work as a team, this is how marriage works. Marriage is only for the guidance and the protection of that household through man and woman, through God. That's why God ordained marriage. All right, what is happening is, and this is how everything get out of whack, because we taking marriage and thinking, oh, I'm gonna get married, and we put sex to it. Sex don't have nothing to do with the ceremony of husband and wife. That's just a gift God gave us. Sex is just only to reproduce. So what happens is, and this is where all the confusion is, we searching for love in the wrong place. We're not searching for love in that man that is connected to God, that can feel the pure essence of God in that man, where the woman can get next to God. That is not in the equation anymore. If you look around now, women nowadays, they're only thinking about the physical, point blank. Men too, but mainly women, because women can get away with the physical more so than men. because they're the Jews. They the diamonds. They the ones, can set the tone to anything in life. Because they are the what? Life givers. They the portal from God. But man stands firm in the law, in the love of God. And that's not in the house. What's in the house is twerking, dancing seductively, thinking that sex is everything to God, and that's not don't have nothing to do with it. So we done turn what is holy into a sexual matrimony. That's all it is.
Man, what? Yeah, they got songs out here, man. We getting a lot of good comments too. We're gonna try to keep order. Man, Mr. Olivia, we gotta get you on here one day. We got Nene popped in here. What's up, Nene? And our boy Malik, he made some good comments too. He said, we don't know who we are, so how could we come together? And Miss Olivia said something, because I hear this a lot, especially from a lot of our Christian women. So we're gonna start with you, Red, with this question. Which you see her comment, she said, that's where it all begins in the beginning, right? And then she said about the fruit. She said, or is it because we made you eat the forbidden fruit? Because the lady's been blamed throughout history and the Bible and all that for making us eat this fruit, and that's why everything's so bad. What's your thoughts on that comment, Rev? How you feel about that?
Um, Definitely, when you look at the word, I mean, it still goes back to accountability. I mean, because even when you look at that whole scenario, you look at the whole scenario about not eating from that tree, right? It goes back to accountability because she really didn't have to eat that. She didn't have to do that, but she chose it. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to accountability. You know, when you look at even Adam blamed it on, oh, God, well, it was the woman you gave me. So even there, he wasn't owning up to, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, she could have, yeah, she could have offered him, she offered him the fruit, but that didn't mean that he had to indulge with it. You know what I mean? It could have been where he just let her do what her, what she did, and and he not partake. So it go back. No matter how you get around it, it go back to that accountability piece.
We're around it. Rico, you biblical man, you know scripture. What's your thoughts on this? How you always felt about this, the woman being blamed in the Bible for what
You know
we at
what?
today?
It's back to the A letter, the accountability factor. See, actually, it was taught in a way where it was like Adam was also supposed to be protecting what she was choosing too. And maybe it was discussed that, hey, that ain't the spot to go to, and maybe she thought differently. I see it as an accountability to both parties. Both parties start pointing the finger, and the finger that points, one finger that points at you is three pointing back at yourself. So when Adam was like, yo, it's the woman that, what I'm saying, and she was like, it's the, it basically showed that you can make some choices, and then once you make the choice, everybody could point fingers, but you got to point the finger at yourself. I had a choice. I made a choice to get an apple. I knew about it. Maybe I didn't know about it, but she still made the choice. Then Adam chose to blame it on her. Now, he was the one that was there first, so it was written. So he should have been the person that's also saying, hey, this is stuff that you don't touch. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess with the apples. Don't mess with the whatever it is. So if he wasn't being good in leadership of what she needed to be protecting herself from, he has to have some accountability in both. So to me, is the first time you see both parties being accountable for not being accountable for their decisions. What happens?
Yeah, King about to be out there giving servants, man. And if one of these people come to you and ask you this question, King, what's your answer? You feel like women are blamed for what we got going on in society today, or how you feel about that line in the Bible?
They both blame for it. They both blame. It's not one because they both had an opportunity to make a decision, and they both made a decision to partake. So it's both of them. Now with that analogy, That's why I will say this. I always thought that with the story of the Bible with Adam and Eve eating fruit, whatever it was, that one thing for sure, that her act gave women species the upper hand in knowledge and wisdom. That's why when it comes to a boy and a girl, a woman is much advanced than a man. So I know it had some effect in that way, you know. But the blame, truth of the matter, the blame, I ain't gonna like what I'm about to say.
Let me hear, man. Don't get shot down, man.
I don't
Come
get
on,
shy.
man. You ain't gonna lose your license to go in the church.
Nah, the blame can be, and this is how I feel, the blame can be three parties. It could be woman, man, and God.
There we go. Now we talking.
You see what I'm saying? Because he put the tree there, and it wasn't protected by God. He just told him a word what to do. But if you truly did, we wasn't supposed to eat that, then the sword he put in after the act should have been there before the act. But I'm not God, so I don't know why and what reason.
Yeah, and I love y'all answers. You know, definitely when it comes to biblical, because y'all know me. If y'all know, y'all watch the Tom O show from time to time. We talked about religion. I love the stories, but I don't blame women at all. You know, I think
Right.
women is the reason we all here, right? We all come from one man. We come from the womb, you know, so it all makes sense. But I blame God from that. I blame they biblical God because I know our God won't do that. You know, the God that I believe in, he won't do that. So I always
He'll
ask,
protect it.
yeah, I will always
He'll
ask
protect it.
people, like at the end of the day, what would you do for your kid? Let's say you left 2 pieces of candy out for your kids and you tell them don't eat it. These kids are 6 months a year because you gotta remember they ain't have the knowledge. You know, they lack knowledge. Or remember, this the tree of wisdom. When they eat this gives them wisdom. Or when let's say these 2 kids, this kid go eat one, and then he give it to his brother or sister, and that kid, do you blame the kids for eating the candy, or do you blame the parent? The parent don't leave the candy there. If God don't put the apple there in the first place, then we won't be having that discussion. But I like that analogy, you know, because even when they left that place, it was a whole city of people. Where these people come from, you know, so that just lets you know it's more to the story than they actually telling you, you know. It's a metaphor.
Exactly.
I do like it, you know, living, and I don't blame the woman, but it's a lot of Christians out here that actually believe those things. So we do got to be careful, but I need y'all help. You know, I've been going viral. I normally don't go viral on the internet. I went viral in the comment section. I ain't talking about like I put a post. I made a comment on these people posts. Some of y'all might can see it depending on you watching on the TV or a screen. But you see my comment right here, and I got 27, almost 2,800 likes and almost 100 comments on here. And I'm gonna get to some of the comments, but all I said was he respect his women by cheating on her and letting her know, LOL, I guess as long as she know, it's okay. I'm going to play y'all what he said. And y'all ladies that's watching, let me know was I'm wrong. It's only women coming at me, telling me I need to grow up. I don't understand. Only real men will understand what he talking about. I'm like, wow, is it me? So y'all let me know, is it me? And fellas, we going to get on this. Rico, I'm coming straight to you after this video, man.
Woman is psycho. If you've been with another woman and you go home and she asks you, hey, where you been? Fucking. You gonna help me get these sins off?
You gonna say that?
Yes, ma'am. Because you already know anyway. You're gonna know. Like women have something called intuition.
Yes.
It comes from the womb. The
So
womb
true.
is governed by the moon. Lunar is governed by the moon. When a woman get her cycles with the moon, when you know that you're dealing with a spiritual being, you can't tell a lie to him. You're gonna only cause damnation on your own soul. She already knows. So if she have sex with me after I told her and I didn't tell her the truth, I could offset her pH levels. I ain't give her an STD, but her pH levels off balance because her womb know that I've been with another bitch. We slanging iron and selling dope and shit in the street, but we scared to tell our women the truth. You gotta tell her the truth so she can heal you and protect you, because our women are healers.
Yeah.
A real woman though, you know, but that's just my philosophy. Nigga think I'm crazy. Man, bitch, you going in there and tell on yourself. Cool. Fuck it.
Hey, that's what I was going through, you know, and I think he got them by saying a woman's is psychic, and they skip past the part because he's saying a woman knows when you cheat, and a woman, but nigga, why cheat? And I said in the first place, why you cheat in the first place? And if she's psychic, and you know she's psychic, and she gonna know you cheat, then you ain't gotta go there. She already know you did it, nigga. You know, so it's just the way these niggas be manipulating the woman to be okay with it. Cause he said when he go in the house, he gonna let her know where you been at. Oh, I've been out fucking. You gonna come fuck and suck these sands off me? And she should do it because he been real. And there's a lot of girls coming at me in the comments like, well, at least he been honest with her, and at least he did. No, he would have respect her and love her by not doing it in the first place, you know. But what's your thoughts on this, Reek, man? They killing me in the comments over there.
Well, the thing was, Kevin Gates is an interesting dude. First of all, I never could put a hand on what the heck he really is or what he represents from a rap perspective. But what he actually was talking about, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I could check out the poet, the go hard dude, but when I be hearing his comments, homie go, he an interesting dude. I'm saying like this. I healed enough to the point where I didn't need to find my validation and getting some ass. Um, that was a process that took years and different reasons and different things. You know what I'm saying? Mama issues, had a teenage mom, had me at 15, different things, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what it is what I'm going to be at this stage in my life doing is bringing energy and knowing connection, not attachment. What I put in the ground, if I put a watermelon seed in the ground, I'm not expecting at this age of my life that a corn is going to come out the ground. What you put out there, you're going to get back. So, like he said, knocking the pH balance level off. If he bringing something else in with that, other spirits that you done engaged in, because that's what starts happening. And a lot of times, people are having relationships. They be having work relationships. They be having on social media relationships. So it's like with men, if we do something physical, they might be able to kind of tell. But with women, it's a whole different ball game. So, you know what I'm saying? As far as with Kevin Gates saying they're psychic, I don't know what he's thinking, you know what I'm saying? And maybe because they might be caught up in his fame or who he is. But the average man coming home and telling the woman, hey, get these sins up off me, I just was fucking, man, you're going to be, you be, you might be shot, you might be stabbed, you might be, you don't know who the heck you're dealing with and what is somebody's last straw. Like I said, we be dealing with a lot of different people who are broken. So, I don't know what that situation is. Honesty is the best policy. I think if you've made a mistake like that, and I have, in my early years, I made a mistake, and my conscience was killing me, and I wound up coming to telling my lady friend at the time at church. You know what I'm saying? And a year later, she did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to practice celibacy. We was all in the church. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she did it. And what it taught me was that, if I'm the one that's doing it first, then, I'm doing it to myself. So, you know what I'm saying? After a while, some years of healing, some other things, psychologically dealing with issues, dealing with my younger self while I was wanting that, the lust can't wait to get, love can't wait to give. So as I started to love myself more, I realized that I don't need to get soul tied with just lottie-dottie and anybody. So, shout out to Kevin, for expressing themselves, but I don't subscribe to some of that shit right there. Like I said, if you love the person, just doing the practice of doing to others as you don't want to do unto you. But if you have fallen and you don't went up in something raw, then you do owe it to your friend, lady friend, whatever you want to call it, to let her know, yeah, I might, you might be in jeopardy of catching something because I did that. That's, to me, that's the reason why you should do it if you're going to talk about it.
Thank you, man. Because I've been getting crucified, Kenny. I'm coming to you next, Kenny, because Rico said it perfect. Because it was a girl in the comments. I got so many comments on that, I can't even find the one that I actually want to find. But she basically was saying that, as long as he was being honest, and let's say he just slipped up and made a mistake. I said, but why would he tell you, is you going to come fuck and suck these sins off me? He didn't go get checked up. He ain't go make sure, like how you going to feel it. He just feel like you supposed to just come over here and just get it up off. And what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that sex is spiritual as well?
According to the scriptures, it is a covenant way of communication. I don't concur with this beloved brother, because when you think about accountability would even say, I'm not going to do this. I even wouldn't even want to put myself in a situation to where I now even have to go to my significant other to, tell her what I did. It goes back to that A word, accountability. Because if you're accountable, and that means you're not going to put yourself into a position, you get what I'm saying, to even trip up, or to indulge, or to partake. So, and that's true, Miss B. Why hurt someone you love?
Yeah, can't hurt no one you love. Hey, Auntie, I see you tapped in. Y'all in here, please hit that like button. Please hit that share. It's just a pop up. We on here just trying to figure out why black men can't get a break these days. Thanks to my brother Kenny, and it's been a good topic. A lot of women been leaving some good comments, letting us know why. And I only know we deserve a break for real. You feel like the men and women need a break, or we need to find a way to work together. We up to you, Kane. What's your thoughts on what Kevin Gates saying, man? He's saying that, if you cheat on a woman, you should just come in the house and let her know, look, I cheated on you. Come over here and suck me up and have sex with me, because she connected with the moon. She know anyway, so go ahead and let her know. What's your thoughts? I know women connected with the universe, they spiritual and all that, but I don't think they should be treated like that. But a lot of queens came at me and said I was wrong, where he said it was right. They like the treatment to be treated like that. What's your thoughts?
All right, so now I'm not mad with Kevin Gates because one of the things that he's doing in that aspect, he's bringing pimping into his world. That's all that is. He's bringing pimping into his world, and majority of the women are like he say. He's not wrong. A woman knows when you cheat, and a woman knows when she got a man that goes out there and cheat each and every day. Married man going to marry, you think that do you believe any married man out there listening? I was married. Do you believe now one time that you out there cheating, your wife don't know, don't have no, and don't feel that you out there doing something else? See, that's why I said with the marriage, it's a union. It's a union. And when you with a woman, but see, that's the marriage is under God. But if you're with a woman over, months and months, y'all won. Y'all just not married. Y'all won outside of marriage. So she gonna know and feel and know what's going on. Was he wrong for saying it? That's his word. I ain't gonna say he's wrong because I've been in them situations where messing with more than one woman and they know each other. They have their terms. That was back in the day, so I know how that goes. But if you're trying to have an uplifting life and living correctly, then you're not going to be pleased what that statement is. And then the women, the ones got mad with you, Molly, because they don't care. These women don't care. And I'm sorry what I'm about to say. All they want is some meat. They don't care what the man is doing. They really don't care. If they can get sex, that's all they want. And that's crazy. And now, is that all the women? No, it's not all the women. That's why I'm a single man till that right queen come, because I don't need all that. It's how you pick the person that you're going to be with.
See, hey, we got enough. Mama Wham, she said, women do know a man speaking his truth is more respectful than cheating, sneaking.
Exactly.
Meeting out here, LOL. I'm gonna play y'all the video black for some of y'all who probably missed it, so y'all can get a little content on what Kevin Gates said for y'all be out here accidentally agreeing with something you might not agree with. I don't know, because I man, they've been going on me in the comments.
Women nowadays, that's what they want, bro.
Huh?
Women nowadays, that's what they want. They don't want a true a relationship. They don't want. They say they want a man. They don't want a true man. Because a woman get a true man, it's rules and regulation comes with that. You ain't gonna be able to do anything that you want to do out here in this world.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, here we go. One more time for those who probably missed it, man. Listen.
A woman is psychic. If you've been with another woman and you go home and she asks you, babe, where you been fucking? You gonna help me get these sins off?
You gonna say that?
Yes, ma'am. Because you already know anyway. You're gonna know. Like, women have something called intuition.
Yes.
It comes from the womb. The womb is governed by the moon. Lunar is governed by the moon. When a woman get her cycles with the moon, when you know that you're dealing with a spiritual being, you can't tell a lie to him. You're gonna only cause damnation on your own soul. She already knows. So if she has sex with me after I told her and I didn't tell her the truth, I could offset her pH levels. I ain't give her an STD, but her pH levels off balance because her womb know that I've been with another bitch. We slinging iron and selling dope and shit in the street, but we scared to tell our women the truth. You gotta tell her the truth so she can heal you and protect you, because our women are healers.
Yeah.
A real woman though, you know. But that's just my philosophy. Nigga think I'm crazy. Man, bitch, you going in there too.
Yeah,
He right though.
Hey, fuck.
He's right.
This new age pimping, Kane said this is new age pimping. So
that's all it is.
It just be pimping or manipulation to the women. You know.
What it is a young dude understood the pimp game and just bringing reality into his life. Because who haven't been with a woman that knows you out there cheating, but she still take you? Because she got the love for you. She ain't thinking about the other women. She just know that man is great. He going to see, that's the difference. She know that man great, but she going to go through all the BS until he finally catch up. Women are more advanced than men. We got to catch up on a lot of things that we do. They already know. You already been around. Don't do that, honey. That baby. And we, nah, I'm going to do it and be fucked up. And then we come back and say, we only come back to the woman. Yeah, baby, you right. My bad. You know what I'm saying? It becomes an argument.
This is big when people are aging to adulthood but stuck in childish.
We gotta be able to respect each other and love each other for who we are, to be able to grow. One thing about people coming together, you're gonna grow together, learn how to grow together, but you still got individual growth you gotta get to within self. And we just gotta be patient with each other through the growth if we love that person.
Okay, that's a big comment right here. We getting to you, Kenny. You know, we gotta remember we stay in order as well. I respect a man that says, look here, I have you and her. The rules are, if he can handle taking care of the woman, women only complain when they feel they're being played with. Kevin Gates speaking facts. Older men knew how to take care of both the household and women who court. Hey, it's a newer, and he said it's new age pimping, you know, so that's why I said some women would take that. So how many of the women in the comments let me know find that acceptable what he said? You know, he being honest. He's saying, hey, look, boo, I just cheated on you. I don't care about all that. Come have sex with me. Come get that off me. But I don't want to throw your balance off because I know you already know. So look, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, yeah, I did it. But let's get past that and keep it moving. How many women are okay with that out there? And Kenny, they coming in here. They said she is probably desperate and scared of being alone. You agree with that? A lot of women that agree with the things Kevin Gates saying, are they desperate women? Are women scared of being alone? On your thoughts, we can't actually say that's what it
is. No, but I will say with this new way of thinking, this is where you have like the topic that come up where nice guys finish last, because there are some women, they don't want a nice guy. They want that guy that Kevin Gates is talking about. Mm-hmm. They want that guy that's toxic. Sorry to say that, y'all, but it's true. They're I'm not saying all women, but predominantly it's a nice little large number that some of the women they like that toxic man. You know, they like what Kevin Gates was talking about. They eat that. They love that. That's what they look for.
So it's each his own. Basically, that's what we get into. You know, it's each his own. I see a lot of women in here. I see Bernice said, hell no. I see Auntie cool with it. What's up, Big D? We got Big D in here. Nene said something too. She said any woman that allow or accept these bad behaviors from a man really suffers from low self-esteem. What's your thoughts on that, Rick? Can this be from low self-esteem if they accepting things
Yeah, I
like?
mean, any man or woman who suffers from low self esteem will do low self esteem moves. If you rolling with confidence, you gonna understand that you should be carrying yourself like a unscalable wall, not a door. You know what I'm saying? Valuing yourself comes with standards, boundaries, checkpoints. That's like, what I'm saying, common sense will come to you, the spirit will come to you. You'll already understand you're $100 bill and they trying to play you like a $5 bill. And that's why it's very important for us as the adults to instill that in the children. They should be teaching that in school about the pillars of self-esteem, because you can see a great athlete, and if he doesn't have the confidence and he got bad thinking, you can see a great prospect, go to waste. That's why he said mind is a terrible thing to waste. So it's how you think about yourself, how you loving yourself. That's why you will probably make those type of comments that these women are making when Kevin Gates is saying it. Because if you're a square chick, you're not caught up in a pimp's rules. If you are a square dude, you're not applied to the hustler's rules. If you're quote unquote, that's what they call it, square. But you know what I'm saying? Like in the pimping world, they understand those type of things. They be like, oh, that's a square chick, or that's a square dude. He's not into the game. If she's totally, loving herself or he's loving himself, they're gonna have standards. It ain't gonna be, just though anything goes type situation.
King. I see Katina made a good comment. And actually, I think this was the best comment I seen inside of the comments when I was on that post. It was one girl, she said, I'm just happy to have the choice, because that's what life all about, having a choice. So just because he asked that girl, or well, he asked, he told her, like, come fuck these sins up off me. But he really was asking her, he was telling her, look, I just cheated, and she had the choice. Now, if she chose to continue on and had sex with him, then that's on her. But at least he gave her the choice. He told her, look, I just had sex with another girl. You gonna come have sex with me too? But she can easily be like, nah, but it's good to let me know, because he could have just kept it quiet and just went on with it. But he said she knows, she connected. So what's your thoughts on this comment right here? You just think choice is still good, that he at least gave her that choice? We can give him that.
Yeah, he gave her a choice. He was just straight up honest. Because at the end of the day, once again, it's not about loyalty. This the whole conversation what we're talking about with him and her. It's not about loyalty and none of that. It's about sex. When it's a different rules. If it's about sex, she probably gonna fuck him and suck him because it's about sex. It's not even about growing and marriage and trying to raise kids and do all these things on a positive level. It's about sex. Sex sells. It's sex. So she probably went on and had sex with him and talked about him. They probably in there. She probably throwing the Jones. I bet you she didn't do this to you. All kind of shit because it's about sex.
Sex.
Hey, it's all about sex.
Yeah, that's why we gotta get back to the biblical. But sex is really lust. And you
That's
right,
it.
because he did say, "Come have sex." He just walked in the house. He ain't say, "You hungry?" How was
Right.
your day?
Didn't ask about a day or how your day was or nothing. It's all about sex.
Well, I see Lady B says standard stands with me or get lost. Says she even enough or not. Big D said, "What up, Rico?" Container said, "People always say most people, but they are really talking about most of the women they know." So,
So,
hey, Kenny, was you talking about most of the women you know today? I agree with that. What's your thoughts on this comment right here, Kenny?
No,
Why not?
because this has been a topic that has even when you look at some of the love coaches and whatnot, you hear so much around this topic. And for example, this is Hassani Pettiford. He's a love coach. Um, there is we seen on divorce court where you know I mean it's so many different errors of which This is the V. Have I experienced this myself? Yes. Have I seen others that have experienced this? Yes. I have sat in circles, you know, where this is the topic. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and why not divorce court? Why not divorce court? Because that's the perfect venue. I don't know if y'all seen it,
That's
but it's on divorce court. You know, it, why y'all splitting up? You know, and the judge is like, look, for it, like I said, it still goes back to accountability.
it.
It's that's what it boils down to. It's no way of getting around it. It boils back down to accountability.
Hey, Miss Alexandra. Honey Dip. Okay. Hey, Honey Dip. Appreciate you tuning in. Please hit that like and share button, y'all. We got another guest on here, but I'm waiting for him to cut his camera on. We ain't doing no cam. No face, no case. We gotta show your face, man, and then we let you in on the screen. We got Ron and Don in here, ladies. Y'all got any questions for these men? Let us know as well. She said I'll be pissed, but he will have to scrap up with me for now on if he provider or protector. I wouldn't leave him. So basically, she's saying the money will keep her there. She'll deal with the cheating, but he gonna have to scrap up, you know. And it's some women okay with that. I guess they feel like dude's gonna cheat anyway. So
Anyway,
just protect yourself and you'll be good out here. What's your thoughts on that? Rick Eaton, let's hear that you came. What's your thoughts on that, Kane? On what she said?
I mean, that's basically what it goes down to, man. That's the game.
That's right.
That's the game. I mean, and being out there in the world of hustling game, that's the game. Majority of women dealing with a hustler dude, and trust me, I know for facts. Majority of them, they're gonna accept and take all that because the money is coming in. Ain't nobody gonna mess with that family because you out there, you the man, you bringing the money in,
Yeah.
you taking care of the family. So she automatic knows that he probably doing something. I already know, but she gonna stay with you because you doing the things that she likes, bringing that money in. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, being a man on that way. You know, but that's old. They've been doing that for years, man. I mean, way back in the day. That's all we used to do.
For real.
You
I
know.
see Robin in here. What's up, Robin? You doing great out here. I always catch you on the news here and there. This our neighborhood activist, man. She been doing her best to keep the violence from going out here in the street. Y'all make sure y'all add her. She said they probably doing threesomes anyway. You know, I don't know. You know, and that's what's crazy. A lot of dudes out here, they got money. Most of them do cheat. Most of them got the money to do so. You know, you got a lot of dudes out here ain't got no money, be out here trying to cheat and wonder why they lose both women. You know, I think it's a gamble. You know, I just think it's always going to be women and men out here attracted to more than one person. But when you find that person that you connect with, it ain't no cheating. You know, that's why I feel like you got to cheat, then you ain't with the right person. But when you find
Yeah.
that right one, you ain't gonna want to cheat. It ain't even gonna come across your mind. That's just my aspect. But what's your thoughts on it, Rico? You think there's a lot of women out here.
Yeah.
They all
I mean,
want
the thing
threesomes.
is, like I said, I dealt with that for a long time, being in the unisex salon and also being in the arts world. I realized that what you can't scoop that fire in your lap and not get burnt, homie. You know what I'm saying? And I done cut a lot of good looking, human beings that was getting ready to go into their relationships, their engagements, their marriages. And you learn a lot about yourself when you get in these relationships. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, accountability is something a lot of people now, that it's too much work. When you got to work on yourself, that shows, that reflects that you know what I'm saying? That's a part of self-value, you know what I'm saying? To show that, it ain't always the other person. We all got to look at what it is that we do. So, yeah, but the cheating aspect, most people, you know what I'm saying, they'll turn their blind eye. It depends on what they came from. If they were in a household where that's what their father did and their mom, they kind of like might be more used to it if their mother was the one that was doing it. It's different things that we pick up from our family, you know what I'm saying? Like how it always was said, man, they get it from their mama or they get it from this person. Men and women both got spirits and they both can make decisions. So you can have somebody who was the worst or was not even on top of that. It's up to you and your own personal growth to set the standard of what you believe is healthiest. And what goes around comes around. So some people is they okay with it. They'll look a blind eye, but like Hakeem was saying, when that money coming in, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people compromise on what their standards are. The indecent proposal. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even gonna have to worry about it. You know what I mean? But that's up to the other person who's accepting it. So love yourself.
Man.
Take no shorts, man. It's up to you.
Hey, man, you said a lot too, and I keep saying this word accountability keep popping up. Kenny, you should have said it, man. And Katina went in here when you first popped in, and she been saying it too. It's accountability and about respect, mutual respect. I like that respect on both ends because most times the breadwinner demands the respect, and the other one don't feel like they even deserve respect. We gotta both understand that we both deserve respect, and we're gonna give respect. Because we're reflection from each other. But what's your thoughts,
Yeah.
Ron and Don? Welcome to the show, man. We've been in here talking over an hour, and most of the conversation has been about what us black men need from our black women, and why is it in society that we feel like we don't get a break these days? What is it that's out here wrong with our black women? Because I just got to put it all together for you so you can answer it, all in one. What is it that you need from, or you feel like black men out here need from our black women today to be more successful? To be more happy out here in the world. Like, oh, what can we do together as a whole to make things work? What's going wrong out here in the black community between just black women and men? Just us general. I ain't talking about no others. That's why I put black on it specifically because I'm talking about us. What's your thought?
Well, I just want to say greetings to everybody. My 1 cent on it is that first, a woman coming from a woman's standpoint, she has to understand what her position is. I'm not trying to lowball her or put her in one spot, but sometimes men have failed women so much to a point to where that women don't have no point but to survive. You got women that been a provider and they've been drop the seed off and keep it moving. So women of today law insecurity in men. And when you got a woman that lost security in a man, she feel like she don't need a man no more because that man is putting her in a position where she got to struggle. She got to do devious things to get money. So sometimes you got to understand men is not being accountable for what they do. You got a lot of women and a lot of men out here just wilding just because of the things that they do. You got women now just say, I just want the bag from him. I just want the bag from him. But at the same time, how can you want a bag for somebody when you got 4 kids by 4 different daddies? First of all, you got to heal first from everything that you've been through with those 4 dudes. And what I see in the black community, they feel just because they're grown, you can't hold them accountable, but they can hold you accountable. So I just look at it like sometimes women need that security, that comfort, that understanding from men. Because you got some men now, when I came in on the conversation, that's true. You got some men that get the money and treat the women like trash. But also you got women that treat men like trash once they get on top. So for example, you got women out here because they get a little bit more than the dude that they with. They think that they better than the dude, or they'll try to lowball the dude or put the dude in the trash can. So it's all about, like I said before, respect. If the respect not there, there's no need to be keeping back and forth in a relationship.
I agree. I mean, I think it takes time. And Nene, she must respond to that video. She said, "No man that I fuck with would never ever come home and say such. He already know that it wouldn't end well for him. Funeral arrangement. Stay posted." Hey, I think that was just.
Damn.
Hey, I'm gonna check. Maybe we make sure we check up on Reek at least twice a day, y'all. Don't take no advice from Kevin Gates at all out here, boy. Hey, women, please don't be mad at me, but I gotta share this. Y'all give me y'all thoughts on this because there's a lot of women out here that do not like this lady, and I think she speak a lot of real and a lot of truth. That's just my opinion. As soon as y'all see it, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna just hit play. Y'all give me y'all thoughts, man. She be keeping it up.
They made us demand things from our man that they systematically keep him from getting. So he can't give it to us. And so we married to the government. They take care of us like our man should. They give us food, clothes, shelter, health care, child care, education, an apartment, whatever it is we need, they step in as our man. And they only do that, as I said, for the two reasons: to make him look inadequate and to make us not want to be bothered with him, to destroy his little ego that he got left, and to make us think that we are better than him. And we'll tell him, I can make it. I don't know why you can't make it. Well,
That's kind of some of what I just said.
I put the short version because I know she was
Yeah.
going. And Kane, we going straight to you, Kane. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I follow her, but she be trying to really enlighten the black women in their positions and what they need to do. I do follow her. She be talking facts, and the bottom line is that the relationship of the black community just been bamboozled for many years. So we got all this stuff going on with us, our independence, our ideas, our religion. But one thing we just don't know how to do. Until we do, we be always been this type of conversations. We don't know how to come together. Once we learn how to come together, the walls of thinking I'm better, the walls of pride, the walls of everything will come down, because you'll realize that you ain't big as what you thought, and you'll realize, oh, they better than what they are. But we never give the opportunity because we don't know how to come together with love and understanding and respect. Simple as that. Until we do that, we're going to always have these conversations because we already been taught how to hate each other. And that's the key. Once we taught, we got to deprogram ourselves to reprogram ourselves on a higher frequency to get the understanding for each other, learn from one another. And I'm going to go biblical. That's why the Tower of Babylon, they was building, they spoke the same language. They was building the tower to get to God. In Babylon, at that time, the king, he was prideful. He just think, I'm doing all this. It's his idea. I'm doing all this. I'm going to get to God. God shut it down. Why? Two reasons. Because you didn't do it out of love. You did it on pride to say, look at what I'm doing as a king. In other words, though, he separated the language. And the Quran speaks on this as well. What reason God separated the language? So we can get to know one another. So we can get to know. So we can have an understanding about something other than us. Until we get to the point and bring love into our heart to be on a high chakra, because that love is the total one, that's the high. Until we can get to that point, then we're going to have these conversations. But it's a good conversation because it's going to bring awareness of where we got to go.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. In the next panel, we're going to have the ladies on here as well, so we can go back and forth. And Katina put a good comment basically based on what the video was she's saying. She's saying the government is raising our black women, and that's why our black women is moving the way that they moving. When you can depend on the government to take care of you, then there's some things that you ain't got to worry about it. They replacing the black man in the black home. What's your thoughts on that, Kenny? Because Katina said white people have created an image and masculinity of manhood, and manhood as a protector and provider, and then they put up many obstacles. We got to hop over and over this and this and this. It's too many loops and turns, and before the black man, so they can't provide. You agree with that or disagree? And what's your thoughts on what my girl said?
Oh, I agree with it 100%. They create these constructs, that stops the black man from advancing as ahead as he can. You know what I'm saying? You look at even the job structure. You know what I'm saying? The education, the different loops and hurdles that that the black man has got to go through to get that same level of education. So it's like, the it's unfortunately how the system is set up. You know, so it's like, I agree. It ain't no cutting around with. I agree totally with everything that she said.
Yeah, she hit some points, man. We getting to you, Rico. Nene said, I don't like her. She stated a man should be his woman if she get out of line or talk back to him. No one should ever promote violence towards another person. And I agree with that, and that's the thing. Just because somebody say one thing don't mean I should dislike them. Because she said good things, like what I just said. She ain't mentioned nothing about a man being a woman. That's why I cut short. I sharing certain things she talking about. I don't want to get on the things that she ain't talk about in that clip. But yeah, a man should never put his hand on a woman. A woman should never put her hands on a man, and they should learn how to talk to each other with respect.
Facts.
I do agree with that, Nita. I do not like what she said, but I do not dislike her because she said it. I just think that she need to be, have her eyes open to that. It's some things she can help us with, and there's some things we might can help her with. But what's your thoughts on that? Brother Ron the Don. We can go to Reek first. Reek, what's your thoughts, Reek?
Honestly, yeah, that's like Farrakhan, or that's like in speaker. There's gonna be a couple comments that might come out of their mouth that I don't like. It depends on the person, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a Rush Limbaugh or Newt Gingrich or Minister Farrakhan or whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? I try to, take from any man's message. It might be something that I could get a quote or something from it. You know what I'm saying? So to take her and to know, I see her passionately wanting to address women a lot. And so, like, whether it's Sister Soldier or anything else, the women must teach each other. The grandmas must check each other out here. The aunties must check each other out here. The nieces must check their aunties who has been getting away with murder for years. And all of it. Same thing with the men's tribe. The nephews need to challenge the uncles need to challenge. Everybody has to challenge each other to become better. And what she's doing is the non-popular thing. Now, when she was out in the 80s, or whatever was the late 80s, early 90s, she was even worse. It was even worse with it. Nobody really got where she was coming from. But because there needs to, like when I was at my church, they had women's devotional meetings. I see the women over there, and because I cut some of their hair, I would hear what they were venting about. And if you don't have a good friend that'll tell you what it is that you're really doing, you got a bunch of yes women or yes men around you. As a man, you're not going to grow. As a woman, you're not going to grow. So, it's an open rebuke is better than hidden love. And nowadays, we like everybody to tell us everything that we're doing well, but we don't want nobody to tell us what we're doing wrong. And as men, we're going to hear from our mama. We're going to hear from our daddy. We're going to hear from our society. We're going to hear from the government. We're going to hear from everybody in our household, everywhere. So women today, it's a lot of great things I'm seeing going on with them. I think it needs to be a balance like anything else. No over critiquing or no under letting it pass just because it's a woman. So everybody needs to be accountable and understand how you judge, you're going to be judged by. So we all have our work cut out for it.
Yeah, it sound like we talking about accountability. That's what it sound like. It keep leading back to. Man. We all gotta be accountable for our actions, man. I think things will work out. Lady B left a good comment as well. She said we had to be builders first together, then our families, and then community. Let the hurt go, find wholeness. She said the village has died. And that could be true. What's your thoughts on that, Ron and Don? We let you catch up in a little bit in this conversation, man.
Nah, I'm just listening to y'all.
Is the government is the government raising out black women today, and that's what we've been replaced with, and we just don't know it? Because some of the women can be blind to it as well. There's some of the things we need to wake them up to, and there's some things we need to be woken back. Because we thinking we competing without each other, and the whole time we don't see the government is right there. They the ones getting them everything that they need and everything that they think they need, and they think they can get it without us, but they actually can't. What's your thought? You think we've been replaced by the government? Basically, that's the question.
Yeah. First, it can go. This topic can really go on because you got to deal with self-pain first, man. Even before you even this is my just intake on it, and my intake on it. Before anybody get in a relationship, you got to be healed first, mentally and physically first. Because this is why I say, and this could be a little bit off topic, just a tab. But this is why, since in the black culture or in the black race, that we hate each other because the government has a hand in it. But how long we gonna keep singing that sad song though? Yeah, we know the government keep changing the finish line on us, but at the same time, welfare was meant. I don't disagree with anybody that's on the program unless you're trying to help yourself, and I don't mean late on the program for 20 or 25 years, but we all need help. And I think to me, um, yeah, we was embedded to hate each other. So at the same time, so we as the culture, we have to understand where we stand with each other. We would be so quick to hurt each other, backbite each other, or do some harm to each other before we even ask somebody about their mental and their physical. Because sometimes people deal with pain different, and sometimes people don't know how to even go by getting help. Because sometimes you being on a program, it can help you, and sometimes it can hurt you. Because sometimes, and you know, as black folks, we got a good little lick going on. We gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. And sometimes we get comfortable on a program, especially not saying that the numbers they say that yeah, majority of black people, that's not true. We all know that's not true. But at the same time, we got to understand that use the program to our advantage. That don't mean get lazy. That means use it to your advantage. Go back to school. Some of us in the black culture don't even have an 8th grade education. Some of us can't read. Some of us can't write. Some of us are so prideful that we don't want to admit that we can't read or write or spell. So first we have to go, before you do anything, you have to deal with self first. And one thing I've noticed, the mirror don't lie to you. The mirror will make you see what other people don't see. Because you got to deal with self first before you deal with anybody else.
Continue to say it ain't just us. I mean, not just the government. It's the white people. Hurt people tend to hurt people. Hey, I agree with that completely. You know, what's your thoughts on that? Is we had you, King? Did you get the answer? How you feel about that?
Nah, I didn't. Well, I would like to.
Yeah, man. I want to know what's your thoughts on that, brother. Do you feel like the government replacing the black man in the home, and they the ones who actually raising our kids and taking care of our black women these days, and that's why they acting the way they act? They feel like they don't need a black man because they have the government.
Well, the government raising our kids, the government raising the black family, the government is all over everything. You know, their job is to seek, destroy, and kill and separate us from our true identity. Yes. When I was in Slim, I read a book called Welfare is a Novocaine. And what welfare does, it desensitizes the woman and feeling that she need anything, she don't need nobody but what she's doing to get that money from the government. Everything is going to be based on housing, the kids, they paying for the kids and all that. So don't give the opportunity for a man to even grow into his position as a father. So when see, one thing about and why they do that, they take that away from us, because a father is one of the highest ranking as a man, because you now have life. God gave you life to prepare for life. And if you can't be a father, then that child fails. So the duty of a father is great, it's high. Father means fatten her, protect, feed, give, you know. And the government, we already know the government destroys anything for growth and development for the black man. The women don't understand that the attack is on the black man, because we the foundation and the backbone of the family. You take him out, you take the whole race out. That's why we got the kids out here killing, because they have not been taught, because no father has been around, because the women tell them, oh, kiss my ass, I don't need you. I don't need a man. We are put on this earth to procreate. So man and woman need each other. That's the most ridiculous, the most selfish, the most ignorant thing a woman can say out of her mouth. And that's all you hear. So yes, the government is the pinnacle of destroying our family values. Yes.
Man, we gotta do something to make change, and we got a lot of comments. I'm gonna read some. I see. Nene says, "So true, Ron. Real talk, fam. It's just the government is white people." Okay, I seen that. Pretending not to need a man's defense mechanism so that some women can hide their hurt. And I see that in people. Pretty, I hear people like, "Man, I don't need nobody. I can do it all myself." They'll normally say that when they hurt, So a lot of women that say, "I don't need a man," you'll see them with a nigga like a few months later. I thought, yeah, she need one. She just don't care to have it if she can get it on her own. I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. She also said the attack is on blacks, period. Thank you. I like that one. It's on black. I just think a lot of women don't know they being attacked because it seems like it's given to them. They
Right.
comfortable. Yeah, they in these bad neighborhoods, but they ain't got to pay rent. But don't you want to get out of them areas? Don't you want to be in a bed? And welfare was not actually made for us. It was made for the white woman.
Exactly.
White men worked and the white woman had to stay in the house, so they had to figure a way to keep this white girl happy. So they created welfare, and it was to take care of the woman and the kid while they was in the homes. But when white women got rights, thanks again to black women, it took black women for women to get rights. Period. For anybody to get rights after them. Once the women opened the gates, it was over. But white women used black women to actually get the rights that they have today. Like the rights that women have today, they don't have the same rights as white women. Same thing, we got rights, but we don't got the same rights as white men. So we just got to start keeping out. It's a war on both of us and overall our kids, because our kids is the future. We all once was kids, and if they could have got to us early on, we wouldn't be where we at today. So the goal is to get to the kids, and they using a lot of different techniques. One of them, sorry y'all, we about to take it there, is they using LGBTQIA community. And I know all of us that's watching, some of us that's on the panel, we got family that's part of that so-called community. And I don't like to say my family part of that community. I just say I got gay people in my family and I love them to death. But if they choose to be part of that, that rally, that call, because they getting a lot more rights than black people get. And I think now that they got things flowing thanks to Obama, a lot of people don't know Obama put this in motion.
He didn't want to sign that bill.
Yeah, he the one signing the bill. I think that due to this, they coming for our kids, because a lot of them don't know if they want to be a boy, they want to be a girl. And I seen this in the white community when I was growing up. It's like a white thing. You seen a couple of gay dudes, but white dudes was more open with it. They was out with it. They didn't care. And I think this is another way that they've been attacking the black community. And I could be wrong, but what's your thoughts on that, Kenny? What's your thoughts on the LGBTQIA community? No diss to them, but how you feel about them coming towards our kids? Because they got a chant now saying they queer, they here, they coming for our kids, and I just didn't understand what they meant by that. I can speculate.
It's totally it's an abomination. In my view, it's an abomination. And then we are this should not be accepted. We're talking about kids. We're talking about kids. I mean, like it should not be. Kids are innocent. Allow them to get to that age where they can make where they can make that choice in that decision. You know what I'm saying? Why are we? It's almost like we're not allowing them to be the kids that they are. My LGBTQ, I support, I salute. You know what I'm saying? I salute. However, I don't agree. I don't agree of how it is. The community. They are strong. They're very bold. They take no prisoners. You know what I mean? They stand for what they believe in. I think we can take note from them to do the same thing as they are, because they are disciplined. They are definitely dedicated and committed. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to hold ourselves accountable, and do what we need to do to change the trajectory.
Yeah, it's going to change because it been changing for them. They done flipped the rainbow upside down and turned it to a flag. A lot of people don't understand that's our energy shockers. That's what represent our shockers and spiritually
Yep.
definitely. And they saying you living life backwards. And I think a lot of them don't understand what them symbols mean. And when they put it out there, they telling them that y'all living life backwards. And I just feel like I don't even like that they label them in the group because you got black gays that's part of that community. So how you get for black rights to gay rights? Like we got to focus on black rights first, and then you can get to that. I don't mind that they haven't changed, but we got to understand that there's different nationalities. You got white, black, Spanish. You got all races gay. So when they want things changed, they gonna get things changed because it ain't stuck to one race. So when you talk about black race and you talk about what they doing, it ain't really no comparison because they got blacks and whites over there. They got Chinese people. They got everybody. So they movement always gonna be bigger than any movement because it's all of them working together. But you see when people from all different races come together, how quick things change and how things can get done. But what's your thoughts on this, Rico, man? LGP, I gotta make sure I say it right. LGBTQIA community. What's your thoughts on that, man? They talking about they coming for the kids today.
Well, my daughter and I and Lyric and I we had a neighbor actually in her mom's building that is a trans, right? And she was like lifting furniture over the chair, and my daughter was like, "Is that a man or a woman?" And I was just like, I couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it looked more like a man, you know what I'm saying? And so we're going through things right now. She's 9 years old. My child's mother is catching cartoons where this guy with a bearded guy who's like just saucy as all outdoors. Now, when I was coming up and we would notice, it was in the 80s, going to DC public schools. You might see Gay James. And there was a lot, it wasn't politically correct to say, oh, that's Faggy James. That's he got sugar in his tank. He lighting his loafer. That's what I came up with understanding. You know what I'm saying? Or you a sissy if you do this, or if you hold your hand this way. My father might tap my hand, be like, yo, don't hold your hand like this. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I understood from my father and stepfather, this before these letters came about, that some men are going to choose that. Some men are put in that situation. So it's a lot of different people who come from different sides. For me, group has turned into a group to have for to a damn thug unit, and then it's like to if
Oh yeah, Rico must was outside. Ain't that cool connection on that iPhone, boy. That joint ain't that cool out there, Ron. I want to get to you last because I already know how you jive feel about this. King, we're gonna get to you, man. How you feel about this? Them coming for our kids, trying to turn our kids queer. I don't really understand the mission. I wouldn't mind like lawyers out here coming after our kids, or even politicians. Like try to get them, encourage them to get more into politics. And I don't even like politics, but to get them into that lifestyle, I don't like it. What's your thoughts on it, King?
Well, it's been going on for centuries. They've been trying. That's one of the strongholds they get into our community. We don't come from that era. We don't come from that. We don't come from homosexuality tendencies. That's all in that culture of the colonizers. That's what they do: rape, steal, and kill. Bottom line. So the whole thing of this is a smack in God's face and telling God that He's not perfect or right. Anytime you saying you're a boy, you want to change him into a girl, and you came into this world as a boy, what you're doing is you saying you don't like your image of God, because a male, a boy, we are the image of God. So if you're a male, you're the image of God. The woman comes from the man. That makes her womb man. And the man comes from the image of God. So when a boy comes out and he says he's a girl, that's a slap in God's face. That's a slap in humanity's face. One, it was a 2 cities destroyed based on immoral sexual behavior and homosexuality. It was destroyed. God named, as many sins, but God named sexuality, homosexuality, the abomination of hell. There's a name on it. So that's the trick to weaken the family, weaken society, whereas though they can have more control. Think about it.
That was powerful, boy.
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it. You
If
still
a
got me.
strong man, if you can get him to be broken, gay, you got him. You can get him, he becomes a puppet because he's in an illusion that he's supposed to be a woman, and that's unreal. It's not even real. They
Yeah.
accepted a cult. This is the way of demonic spirits come into this world. Anytime you're checking a child talking about a chant that we gay and we're gonna make the kids gay, that's an attack by the devil. And the main thing is, and I'm holding all the churches on this earth responsible for letting it grow the way it did, because they never spoke up on it. They never fought against it. They never put the word of God out there on it. So it's the church fault for allowing it to grow the way it did. Point blank.
Yeah, we getting some
And
good.
it's a way to just demolish us. It's no different sending a bomb over there to Oklahoma. It's the same bomb, but it's a different type of bomb.
Katina made some good comments, y'all. One, she said those are biblical myths, and it is. A lot of them can be, but at the same time, we know man and woman creates. Two men can't create, two women can't create, so it still go against nature. And I believe
It
nature,
goes against nature.
so even without the biblical stories, it's still just not happening that way. And I think she said, I think same-sex sexual relations have no functional purpose. It don't, because man and man can't create, or woman and woman. If it was an island full of men, it could have been 1,000,000 men. Shit, less than a century, all of them be dead. Probably 20 years, they all going up dying because they gonna be lack of sex, or they gonna be humping each other. It's just not gonna work. An island full of women, it's just not gonna work. But they even got a better chance. I just don't see it ever happening. But we down to you, Ron and Don. Oh man, what's your thoughts on this? How you feel about it? Unmute your mic, man, so we can hear you and get your thoughts on it.
Me personally, I want to go back what King said about they building a tower. That's in the book of Joshua. It talks about how God deceived them because they thought they killed God when they shot an arrow up to the sky. But I'm not gonna stay on that topic too long. But the enemy is loose. This is his kingdom, because if you go back to scriptures, it talks about how he tempted God when he took him up to the next level. Said, I'll give you this if you just bow down to me. But how can you give somebody something that was already here and it belonged to him? So when the ABC people, it talks about they was burning their lust in the scriptures when Lot said he had 3 daughters, and the guys, they didn't want the women, they wanted the men because they were so burned. Burn mean they was like into their lust because they wanted the men.
I told him don't mention it, man. Once you say them ABC people, it was a rap. They done got him
So,
up out of it. Oh, he back.
so
He good.
this homosexuality is running rapid is because, like Hakeem said, like for example, in prison, or let's go back to slavery. When you had a brother that was 7 feet, weighing 300 pounds, strong, what the white man would do to that brother, because they know they couldn't get him, they know they couldn't whoop him, and they know that he gonna turn on them. So what they'll do, they will embarrass him in front of the city, make him bend over, and have the men go on his backside. They will break a strong man. And this is what, like Akeem said, and I agree with 100%, that society is breaking our men. Because you go back to the Black Panthers, they protected our women and children. That's no more here or there anymore, because now you got men that want to be faggots. They want to be queer than a woman. And now you can't turn on TV, but now they got more rights than a little bit. But at the same time, this world, I tell anybody, moreover, I hate this world. I hate it with so much because it turned a good person to a bad person. This ABC stuff is going strong because you got some people in the Black culture. Now, before I say what I'm about to say, now you got men that have been molested, and the enemy will come along and how you struggle with your sexuality. And because he only can work on your weakness. So today's Black men, some of them are just jumping on the bandwagon, just get on the bandwagon because they know they can profit and they can benefit from it. So I just look at it now that it's all what you teach your children. I got a cousin that his son is gay. What he do, he throws himself into his work. He'll drink, do everything but be in the house and talk to his child. So this is why I say that I can go hard, like I can really go in the paint, but I'm not, because I don't want nobody to get blocked, or I don't want nobody to get shadow banned. But all I'm saying is that the Black men, majority of them, can't even protect themselves out of a wet paper bag, because sometimes Black men looking for an excuse not to take care of their responsibility, so they'll come out and say, I'm gay, I'm a faggot, I like my back being blown out, and I love men. But at the same time, what can we do to stop it? Bow down, cry out, repent, and fast, and get the Holy Spirit.
I agree. I agree. I mean, I don't know about the bow down. I just want to know, King. Well, Kenny, we on you, Kenny. What can we do to save our brothers? Was that King? Your mic was muted.
Yeah. The young lady said the biblical myth. You know, we keep saying that things are biblical. These laws and stuff have been written. Yeah, it's been translated from Greek, from Hebrew to Greek, from first language. But it's truth in these books. Because that's why they're here, for guidance. Do we take everything from heart? No, you got to be guided by the Holy Spirit to get the, how can I say, to get the true essence of each book you read. That's what I want to say. Because somebody kept saying myth, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they don't like that word, that container, boy. You come out to that book, boy, you better be ready. King ready, boy. I call y'all Agent Smiths. Part of the programming, man. Y'all gonna fight against it always, man. He said, "Hold on, I thought he about to comment on something wrong." So he said, "Take me back to what Container said at 4 o'clock, 8 minutes ago." So, like, nah, but hey, Kenny, what can we do to save our brothers? You know, that's the last question before we get out of here. You know, and our sisters that's part of that community, because you hear a lot of people that might end up in the game, but they be like, it ain't too late to save them. You know, or they might just turn it straight, be on crack or be on any type of drug. It's a program for that. You can clean them up. And it's people that I ain't been on drugs for 30 years. So it's just like, I look at this as mental illness. You know, you trying to find yourself. So I just be like, can people not be gay no more? You know, I seen some stories that they turned it around. But what's your thoughts on that? Is there any way we can save our brothers and sisters?
Well, the best way you can save our brothers and sisters is that, number one, we gotta first and foremost tap in with the divine creator, first and foremost, because that way you can get guidance on this. And then two, we can stop this by educating and empowering our brothers and sisters about who they are, and not fall to the wayside of the assimilation from the enemy. Because we know that this right here is nothing but the means of uh, what I like to call sin. aka self-inflicted nonsense. And so you need to be able to tap in with the creator and get divine spiritual guidance. And we will be okay. Once you take God out, I don't care what you do. No matter what you do, once you eliminate God out there factor, once you eliminate God out of the picture, it's going to go haywire. We got to keep God as the focal point, front, stone, center, and then we can make the change. We got to get back to God, because right now we are the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. We are literally in the times of Sodom and Gomorrah.
I've been hearing that a lot, you know. So basically, God gonna shut us down. We somehow always get back to that biblical, man, you know. And we did this live. If y'all missed it, man, I had a good live, and I couldn't get these brothers in. I was asking it by myself. That I had a segment called "Man versus God," you know, and basically, man, it was a good segment, man. We probably would have went on 3 hours, but we're gonna have a part 2. And I'm gonna need these brothers come on and Container. If you're available, please come on, because you got not a knowledge when it comes to this. And you feel like me, you know. She put one of the first forms of education the white people allow, which was religion instructions. A lot of people forget that. They taught us how to read the book so that we would concentrate on getting our reward in heaven instead earthly rewards. You hear a lot of people say, well, I get it in there, I get it in heaven. There ain't no guarantee, so they don't care to get it now. And I think that's why it was useful. But we gonna get on that, man. We definitely gonna get on that. And if you want to join us, please let me know. We on this last question, Hakeem. I'm gonna leave Ron last, man, because he might get us kicked out anyway. So we gonna go ahead and let him be the last one. But King, what can we do to save our brothers and sisters that part of that community? Like I said, I believe it's mental illness, and like I said, people get on drug programs and they come back from it. People get on all types of programs to help them overcome some of the things that they've been through. And I think there's something that they need to work on as well. There's little boys out here thinking they little girls. I think it should be a program or something that to help them get back into what they naturally was here to be, you know, a man or a woman. But I can be wrong. But what's your thoughts on, like, what's the road to getting that change?
Well, the road is like great men like us and out here doing things in the community, like what Lions Den represent is really giving back to the community. And one of the ways we can get to, if we can get to these kids when they're young and they be around men, how to be and set that example through our training program. We got a training program, Lions Den, whereas that we train kids, women, little girls, little boys, teenagers, young adults, how to become entrepreneurs, business persons, to deal with everything of the world of works of life, how to be able to provide for themselves. So I think our program does a lot. When these kids get around us, they'll see how men operate. They'll see how women operate. And that will give them an opportunity of opinion of themselves to be able to see and navigate where they at and understand that they are better than where they are at. And Lions Den program will do that. We governed by a lot of programs and the other business that will help solidify this this point where we're trying to get to our community, that where we can be better than where we are, to deprogram, to reprogram, to move further into the future on a better grounds. And we can do this through this program. We have a boxing gym where they see people don't understand. We got a boxing gym to get into, and they'll realize there's a lot of stress that we have we don't release. So that stress bottle up in us. And then it's just a chemical reaction. Our mind start thinking all over the place. But once you know what you're doing, you know, you get into the gym, start hitting the bag, you releases a lot of tension. A lot of things that we don't release pulls us into harm's way. So I think our program, Lions Den Collective, we partner with great companies, I think our program will be able to at least get some of these kids in the right direction on how they think and their mental.
Oh, it definitely will. I'm part of that program. We can get these kids off the street, teach these kids how to do filming and broadcasting, just like I'm doing right now. I mean, I know we ain't gonna be able to save all of them, but we can be able to save majority of them, and that's mostly from violence. Ron, what can we do to save some of these young boys that thinking they were born to be women, some of these young women that think they are born to be men? Is there any way you think we can save them? Like I said, I think it's a mental problem. People get on drugs and they go on programs to get off. People been clean 30, 40 years. So why we can't do the same when it comes to this?
Well, I think the first thing to help our kids is go back to God. God said, I'll heal the world if they just turn from their wicked ways. But the world is so powerful that it would not turn from their wicked. So this is why I say that at the end of the day, people going to do what they want to do. People going to say what they want to say. But I just look at it like God's going to have the last word on us. And to help our young kids, we got to help these broken men and broken women that have kids. And I always say before that when you carry an umbrella, especially a wounded person that's carrying an umbrella, not realizing that umbrella have holes in it. And what I mean by holes in, their emotions, their feelings pour down to the next generation. And you got a bitter mother who say the daddy ain't no good, your daddy ain't take care. I do all this. So now that put hurt on the child. That puts disagreement in the child as far as why my daddy don't want me. But if we as adults take the time to listen to our kids and just not stoop to their level, but just hear them out. A lot of the kids that I run into and talk to, they just need somebody to understand them. They just need somebody to just reach out and give them a hug. Because you got to remember, they only acting wild is because America is out of place and the parents are out of place. So I truly believe we can help our kids, but a lot of them, like Molly just said, a lot of them we're not going to save. But I truly believe the ones that want to be saved, they will reach out. They will extend their hand. I need help. And they're going to be broken when they come. So that means that we fully got to forget about ourselves and pour ourselves into these broken kids.
I'm with it. Let's do it, man. Hey, good segment, brothers, man. I appreciate y'all for popping in with me. Kenny, appreciate you for even bringing this topic to the panel, man. We're going to do these pop-ins from time to time. Ladies going to be on part 2, man. And we ain't even get to the second segment. We'll talk about that a whole nother time. The second segment supposed to be, should people speak negative about the dead? So if y'all want to get on that, also let me know. Y'all got any thing y'all might want us to even talk about, some things we might then mention, some things that probably been on your mind, just let us know. And also, y'all know I also engineered the Tom Mo show, so he'll be going live at 6 o'clock. Y'all got time, tune in. I'll be sending the link anyway. Apologize for all the links, man. And if y'all ain't doing that Monday, just make sure y'all tune into my girl Reese Ree at 10:30 a.m. every morning. Love y'all, brothers, man. Make sure y'all be safe out there. And we gonna definitely do this again. What Container say before we say the parents need the hugs to be kind to a random black person today. I like that. Let's make that. Let's normalize that. Let's just be kind to a random black person, just randomly. Can we do that? I know that's
all right.
For Ron,
I put that in. Soon the first black person, I'm gonna be nice.
You already do that. Hey, they ain't walking every store. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? How you doing? Like, man, that's what's up, man. It's a certain energy, man, and we need to just rub that energy on anybody. You never know what they might going through that day. You might just stop somebody from committing suicide. So
correct.
A lot of things people going through these days, but we're gonna talk about it here. That's what this platform for, and we're gonna keep pushing. Appreciate y'all, brothers, man. We up out of here. Love y'all as always, man.
Peace and love.